In the case of my main man, I mean, not my main man,
Ooh,
but like,
yeah, you can't say that.
I'm proud of what he's done. It's kind of like America. I'm proud of how far we've come. I'm ashamed of how far we got to go.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of P Diddy's accomplishments. I'm ashamed of how he has.
Well, I got a problem with
Man,
I got a problem with that.
What problem with?
I got a problem with that because when
With
you
his
think
accomplishment?
yes, because his accomplishments was built on the backs of other people who he did not pay. He stole people's rights, so I got a problem with that.
He stole whose right?
He stole people's money. He stole people
Whose
the
money
credit,
he steal?
the writers. Yes.
The locks.
Did they steal or just didn't read they just didn't read the contract?
No. That's why now.
Whose money he
that's
steal?
why now.
Wait a minute now. Whose money he steal?
Exactly.
There
The
is
guy, go ahead.
There's a list of artists.
Yes.
Puff Daddy has, P Diddy has taken from them. You know, you got the making of the band crew. There's a whole group of those kids who signed contracts who were never paid. I didn't even know Cassie sang.
I didn't know.
I didn't even know Cassie
He was
sang.
getting paid. He
See that
was
one
getting
hit
paid
I
off
didn't
of
either until Diddy kicked it. So you saying now
Don't hit one day.
that was the big come up?
That was the come up.
good. And one of I can't think of his name, Freddie or something. He said P Diddy made $48 million off of them and did not pay them hardly anything. And when they was doing their tours and stuff, they was giving them 30% opposed to the 70%. I can't remember all of it, but he was not forthcoming. Then the guy, when Biggie died, the guy who wrote the song, he didn't give the man his royalties or rights to any of that. So and he was about to write a diss song on him, and Jay-Z got a hold of it, I guess, and told Diddy, you don't want this song to come out. So he gave the man $100,000. But that's nothing compared to the money that he made from that song.
The thing about all that talk is
Yeah.
you don't know what's true
Thank you.
and what's not.
Right.
Well, you can't say thank you because, Brian,
say thank
because,
you.
well, yeah, you can, but it has no legitimacy in it.
Why doesn't it?
Because,
No, I'm just saying, why doesn't it?
because here's the deal. Let me finish. Because here's the deal. When people have lack of knowledge, for one,
Okay.
and you're telling them you sign, and they say you're going to give them, and you don't give them, then you do from what they're saying. Of course, I'm down here. I'm saying what they're saying, how he's using his power and his
Absolutely.
influence
Absolutely.
to shut them up. You gonna keep coming at me, or you gonna get off?
I have no doubt that P Diddy was in one of those situations where contracts were written and they were given, and he looked at whoever who wrote the contracts and said, just give it to him. These niggas don't read. And I have no doubt that that's how that went,
Well,
because
the
he
guy
takes
Freddie
advantage of
for
people
making
who want something more in life.
Well, I can't think of his name,
so
but
it's his fault?
from making the band, he said when he told Diddy, "Hey man, you owe us this money. It's right here." Diddy said, "I will buy every house on your block, have the lights cut off, and when you come outside, I'll light you up." He said that's when he left. And he had a legit. His stuff is contractual. It was legit. You owe me. It's on paper. Give me my money. And he didn't give it to him.
Well, if you got it
So-
on paper, you can go at the legal route.
Yeah. And I'll be the first to admit some lawyers are friends and all of them can be friends. But when you're still talking about that many people, you would think that much public opinion and those type of celebrities, somebody would be smart enough, hey, let me get a lawyer, and he would have to come out of pocket somewhere.
dealing
Well,
with-
now,
I'm just saying, just somebody. That's
Well,
all
like
I'm
some of
saying.
them saying, and that's what people were saying. It's like, we have no money. Diddy was a millionaire with plenty of power, and he had the gangsters behind him. Let's be real about
so now
some
and now
things.
what we're talking about, you're saying all
You
these
going off
people,
the he said, she said,
You're
but
saying
I'm
all
going
these
off
people,
of what they're saying on
and he hasn't
what
been in
they're
a
coming out and
lawsuit
saying.
until Cassie came up yet.
Well,
But
I see Mace got his stuff back.
and legal paperwork.
Thank
I'm gonna tell you the main. I got two problems with P Diddy.
Right.
Far as, and I'm just talking about moral contradictions.
No, that's what we're talking
First
about.
problem I got with him is, you see Michael Jackson go down. You see R. Kelly, and these are just people of our time. There's been some others, of course, before. You see R. Kelly go down. You doing the same kind of shit, taking advantage, and you think you ain't gonna go down. That's my first one.
I don't want to put
My
Michael
next
Jackson or
problem-
R. Kelly just right there, but I feel you. I wouldn't just.
well, they all got the same documentary. What they got? Surviving Michael, surviving all.
Michael Jackson taking advantage of children.
I don't know if they got that type of proof.
You still on them? You still support Michael in that?
Man, I mess with Michael Jackson. I don't know if them little kids
I
got proof,
love
man.
him,
How can you
man.
prove that he sodomized a little kid?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to ball on that one, but I'm trying to.
I think he just had his
But
childhood
Weightball,
stripped of him, and then he always act like
hey,
a stupid kid.
nobody can have their childhood stripped of him. He had childhood like everybody else, but his childhood was he was a millionaire as a child. And you gonna tell me that's a detriment? I wish the hell I would have had.
Hold
I need a Joe
He
Jackson
had
in my
a
life.
childhood,
Hold up.
but he was a rich child as opposed to me, who was a poor ass child and went through a couple winters with a winter coat in Chicago that was two sizes too
hold
small.
up, DC. I
'cause
understand what
hit
you're
a
saying,
growing spurt.
but Michael's interaction as a childhood with a woman at age 8 was, screaming, take your clothes off. Your first interaction with woman, hey, we talking, I'm such and such. That does play a little bit on your mental
I
as
wish
a
I
kid.
had the other.
You might think so,
You
but
wouldn't be alive
but as,
today.
But
How
as
Michael
an
Jackson been
8-year-old,
dead
but
from his
as an
life?
8-year-old kid, most interaction with women are women
So
screaming
don't
at you.
tell me the man didn't have a childhood. He just had
It's a very,
rich
very different-
childhood.
That's it.
Yeah, which is going to affect you in some ways mentally. Like you got.
It should affect you in
It
shouldn't affect you in the way
No,
that you.
Donald
So a
Trump's
16-year-old
son
putting
had
on
a
an
rich
8-year-old.
childhood.
Kill me crying like
Privilege.
Michael Jackson was rich as a child, and that's so bad.
No, I'm saying that he didn't
It's
get a
one
chance
thing
to
if your daddy rich and
Right.
you just a child growing up rich as hell. Michael Jackson put the food on the table
I'm
for the
telling
whole
you.
family. So
That's
he
what
ain't
I'm
You know
talking
what?
about.
You know
but
what?
he working 80 hours a
But
week
he
as
getting
a child.
screamed
Everybody
at
needs a
and
Joe
almost
Jackson
raped.
in their life.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll come back to that.
That sounds
That's
like
my-
everybody need a Diddy in their life.
That's my
No,
first.
they don't.
That's
No,
my
hell
first
no.
issue. My second issue is, how dare you? How can you, with two teenage daughters of your own, two young sisters that you are the father of, how can you, the nerve of you to take advantage of another young sister?
Exactly.
And got two
Yeah.
Very well said.
17-year-old daughters.
Very well said. Very well said.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
them daughters
Very
17
well
years
said.
old, right?
Something like that. They
Very
went to the
well
prom.
said.
Right, so he
last
sold
year.
his soul before he had them kids. Them kids already know where they going, man. Them kids spoken for.
They spoken. I don't
were you talking about sins of the father?
I'm just saying, like, he already sold his soul for them. If they
It's-
only
it's-
17 years old,
it's-
then he
it's
probably
two people-
already
it's-
promised that off.
It's two people I would like to hear
I
from
don't understand what you said.
on this whole situation. This probably got deeper
No, I
insight.
really don't. I don't hold on a minute. I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying celebrities can have kids and already have sworn their kids off based on their soul being sold.
But you can't sell nobody else's soul. That's theirs to sell.
Sold to who? Like the devil?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Is that what you're saying?
You said it like he an imaginary creature.
The devil?
The devil. Yeah, the
Really?
devil.
The devil is
He,
alive.
he out here. He
You
in
know
these
him?
streets. I see him. I see him out here. I see the people working for him. I don't know if I met him personally.
He fuck with you?
I try to play dumb enough.
Well, you
Like
doing a good
if I
job.
see the devil straight up and down, I play dumb and walk the other way.
You
'cause
doing
I
a
don't
good
want-
motherfucking job.
I don't want him to eyeball me and be like,
Yeah.
it's on.
Yes.
But to your point, DC, even if we're going to talk about legal, because someone was like, well, they signed a contract, they're suing them. To your point, there is morals, and we know that it may not be morally right, but it could be legally right. But you just said it. You see how the people before you did. Why not do the people right? Do the people right and treat people right. You are a billionaire. You represent your community. Supposed to be. You represent so many people's dreams, and this is what you do. So the folks who don't know you, yeah, they glorify you. They think you're this greatest guy. And then when the people who are close to you and being and directly being mistreated from you, the rest of us look at them like you're lying. Cassidy caught it real bad. But this is a point I want to make. I wasn't there, obviously. However, Kim Porterfriend said that Cassidy laughed when Kim used to get beat. So my thing that I tell women, what makes you think that he would treat you so much better than what he's treating her? That's the first point right there. And I'm not saying that's what
Well, you
she
need
got
to
is what
stop
she
talking back
deserves.
so much.
You
Well,
know
like-
what, DC?
as I
you
was,
know what?
Well,
You know what?
well,
God damn it, the man don't like. The man got high blood pressure. Why you keep putting all this salt on the damn food?
well, I'm gonna say this, there's got to be something that he knows better to do and what not to do, because we didn't hear anything or haven't heard anything out of Lori Harvey, who he dated. So he must have known not to go too far down that rabbit hole.
Why y'all just trying to make me and Steve?
I'm just bringing up some points that see, two people I want to hear from. I want to hear from Lori Harvey, because
Talking about when she was dating his son, or when she was dating P Diddy.
dating P Diddy, but he knew you ain't heard nothing from her. So evidently he knew not to mess with her. And then my guy Farnsworth
stay
Bentley, who
tuned,
got out of the way.
because they coming out the woodwork.
They're in line right now. They in line.
He just had a new one today.
Yep.
I
They in
like
line.
what Farnsworth Bentley. would
I
have to say
mean,
about
now
him, too.
it's men, women, boys, and girls. Farnsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
ain't saying that.
say they got
But you
suit
got to
coming.
think about it. There's no there. Where was the power with Lauren Harvey? Laurie Harvey. Where was the power? There was an even playing field per se.
Now, she grew
There's
up
nothing.
rich.
That's right. So there's nothing that he could have over her. Well, per se, there was nothing he could have over her that she would desire so much. Her daddy got money. I
But
don't need to
DC
beg you.
I'm
I
not
don't
so
need to
sure
take
about that.
crap
Yeah,
off of
y'all-
you.
y'all act like Diddy ain't
my
being
daughter
influenced.
was one of my daughters was in school with Steve's daughters, but at that time, let me tell you how far I go back. I remember when Steve was poor.
And he talks about that.
So, I mean,
But that was what, 20, 30
it's
years ago?
different. Yeah,
30 years ago being
30
poor,
years
that's a long time ago.
but I mean,
Well, he's saying
You
she didn't just
cannot
grow up in
say
this
that she
lavish,
just grew
lavish.
up.
Oh yeah, he
like
said
she
she didn't
was-
grow
She
up.
just didn't grow up
hey,
in
she
this
rich.
came
lavish
from a
life. He-
family of wealth and all
She
that.
grew into
I
it
bet
with
you
her
she didn't
dad.
work at her college cafeteria like I did.
Of
I
course
bet
you worked in
didn't
the
have 2 or
cafeteria.
3 side
Of course you
jobs.
worked in the cafeteria.
Well, that's the only way you was gonna eat good. You gotta eat good, and you want to work and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But I'm just saying, I guarantee she ain't working in the mess
Oh my
hall.
God.
No,
Oh my
I would
God.
agree with you. She did not work in the
Oh my
cafeteria.
God.
She did not work in the cafeteria like this. I worked in post office.
Worked in the post office.
Yeah, that was my
everything.
that was my student
Yeah, I was at
job when
UPS.
I was in school. I worked in the post office.
I worked in a bookstore.
And when all the boxes, I would sort the mail. When all the boxes were full, you'd have to hand the people their mail when they came if their box was full. So it was a lot of guys where I went to school, they were undercover gay guys. And they would get these gay magazines. It's called Blue Boy. And I would act like their box was full and then make them come to the counter and get the magazine. I'd be like,
Stop it.
I'm looking right. I see you.
But DC, I think that you probably have a better
yeah,
you probably have a better outlook on this, but you see people go from rags to riches. You see people go from richer to richest. But to get to a point where that power and that greed becomes so consuming that a person ends up feeling like they're invincible. They feel like they're untouchable.
yeah.
And I think that that's what happened. Now, what's going on with P Diddy? There's going to be a list. Everybody keeps a record, and once that money starts coming,
Yeah.
and he starts settling all these things,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna come out.
I'm not for
Also,
sure.
what the legal is doing too is they're looking and they sifting to find where the statute of limitation is still in effect. Because unfortunately, what happened to Cassidy, there's nothing you could do about that. It's just
Well, she's been paid.
They can do what they want to do.
That was
said
that she's
Cassie.
been
Is
paid.
it Cassie?
No,
Cassie.
Cassie.
I must
Cassie.
keep the name up.
They can do what they
Cassie.
want to do.
Well, from the civil suit, she's been paid, but from the legal part is what they're trying to. So there's nothing you can do about that. They can just use that to its character in case they find something that they.
Well, so how does something like that work when you have a Weinstein and an R. Kelly and you have a Michael Jackson where people are coming back from 20 years?
It's all about how much tape they
Yeah.
got
They're
on
suing
someone.
the estate?
Bill
though.
Cosby.
I
It's
wouldn't
all,
say
it's all about how much tape they got
Well,
on
you know,
someone.
rape there's
And
no
damn,
statute.
y'all
And Diddy
not-
got a lot of
you
information
don't
on
have
these
no,
judges.
how you feel about P Diddy saying he's sorry?
I feel like I can wipe my butt with that apology.
Wipe your ass.
I
Well,
sure
everybody's. As soon as you get pulled over, by the police, you
do.
start talking
I sure
that.
do. I sure do. Because
So
he's
you
not
think there's
apologetic.
no coming back, no apology that's acceptable, no.
He's
No,
only
I didn't
apologizing. He's
say
only
that.
apologizing because he
So
got
here's my
caught.
thing. I'm not saying that there's no apology for a man who was previously a violent man. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for P Diddy, he's full of crap. That's what I'm saying. I know men that were once abusive men.
Yeah.
And they're no longer that, and they walk and live in that repentance and in that new person.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you repented for you say you used to knock shit out of?
No, I said I defended
somebody?
myself.
No, that's not what you
So
said.
she don't sound like she in that repentant spirit already. I can
I
tell.
defended-
not what
Looking
you
at
said.
Sister
defended
JJ, she is
myself.
not in that remorseful
I,
spirit.
defended,
about nothing.
I am 4'11". I defended myself. The only thing that I
4'11",
am
4'11",
repentant on
9'11",
is the person
4'11".
that. Yeah, I'm 4'11".
Oh, you mean 4 feet? and
4
11?
feet. That's right. I
Oh, you
defended
taller
myself.
than Mary was. G's mom was only 4'7".
I'm 4'11" in the quarter.
I'm gonna just say this in Diddy defense.
You ain't shit.
Diddy don't got no defense.
no. But I'm saying you can't judge
I
him
can.
over his whole. Like, okay, if he on trial for sex crimes or whatever he doing, put him on trial for that. But
He
to-
may have killed Tupac, man.
But I'm saying, but in
Oh.
the scheme of things, to
Tupac
go
and
over
Biggie.
everybody's bad record deal, there is no record label for rap that has ever really given the money back to the artist. I don't what black, white, any record label, what rap artist can you say, yeah, my first deal was the shit? Nobody. No rap artist ever say. They say
That's true.
I had to bend over, take some losses, and now that I'm
Believe
45,
that's-
I'm
I don't
finally
think he was
getting
taking
my
losses
master.
when he was bending.
losses when you bend over. You're doing good, boy.
They bend over and took losses.
But,
They
but here's
bend
the
over and took a
deal.
loss.
When this is the thing, a lot of those guys, and I'm not good with the names, but a lot of those guys that was in his camp, they were writing music, and he was not giving them the credit for it. They were not getting the
I
royalties.
don't know about that, Jay.
But that's
Yeah,
every
they're
rap
coming out
label.
saying it.
Let me
They're
tell you.
saying
Let me
it.
tell you my reservation.
Stevie J love
about-
himself some Puffy.
No, they at ours now. Right?
Oh, see.
Is it because
But
Stevie
let
J
me
was
tell
on that
you-
documentary?
No, that's Stevie J and 50 Cent.
No, Stevie J
But
one
let
of
me
Puffy
tell
biggest
you.
fans, I
Let
think.
me tell you my problem with that. I'm not sure when a person gives you your first opportunity to get on the map, as in the case where Ice Cube came out, he gave comics that they never had no national recognition, and he put them on the map. And what they agreed to is what he did. So supposedly, he gave Chris Tucker for his first movie $1,500. And you say, damn. But at that time, Chris had never done a movie. He went on from there, and the next year made $5 million with the different movie. So I'm not sure you owe. I mean, if you put somebody on the map and they take what you have given them and capitalize on it, I'm not sure that they owe you beyond what the agreement was.
Well, that's the thing, Pete. I believe Robert's coming. That's the thing, DC. If you're telling them this is what you're going to get, you write a song, you get royalties. You're not. First of all, you're not even putting them
No.
on.
Let me stop you right there. You write a song, you get royalties based on your contract. For example, let me give you a very close to my heart example.
Please do, DC.
I was
I got something I
talking
want
to-
to point out.
I was talking to Pierre the other day. You know Pierre?
Comedian
And
Pierre.
we were comedian
Okay.
Pierre. And we were talking about residual checks from movies and so forth. And he started laughing when I mentioned some. I didn't mention an amount. And he started talking about, I get them little checks, $2.50. I'm like, $2.50? Because I had contracts with Q. Next Friday after next, Grace Under Fire, Tracy Morgan, Steve Harvey. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying,
Right.
I could live a
Right.
certain lifestyle off my residual check.
Right.
So it depends on what kind of deal you had.
And
now,
that's true.
Faison said he didn't get no money.
Thank
Chris
you.
said he didn't get no money. Well, it depends on what kind of deal you had. But I guarantee you, on those subsequent movies that they got, when the white folks saw them and put them on other major deals, if you didn't get no better deal out of those, then something wrong with
And
your,
that's what I'm saying.
with your
Hold
people,
on.
But this is
man.
what
Hold
I'm
on,
saying
Sister
in
J, just give me
reference
a
to
second.
this.
Give me a second.
If
Just give
you
me a second.
don't his thing is he didn't honor what he signed.
Hold on.
That's the thing.
Let me point this
How
out. Let
do
me
you
point
know
this
Because
out.
they crying about
Let
it.
me point this out. You talking about? Let me point this out real
That
quick.
don't mean nothing, man.
It's a
All
lot
right.
of people.
Then we gotta
It's
go.
a lot of people that you saying are crying out that we can't deem so-called successful. I'm not siding with Diddy, but let's think about 112. We ain't heard nothing from them. Total ain't complaining. These are people who have legitimate talent and continue to make music. Am I right or wrong? Now the so-called one-hit wonders, Danny Kane, and some of these other people, yeah, they're complaining.
Mace.
Was hold on. I'm getting the Mace. Hold your horses.
My horse is old.
Just
Who you
hold your
talking to?
horses. No, because you tried to say Mace before I got to the point. Mace
What is
saw
up with
that
these
his
two?
thing. Mace got to a point to say, okay,
Level
I don't
four,
want
man.
to, I don't want to do it. So he stepped out. But still, though, Mace still was one of the more successful ones, and he left out of it. And he still didn't make a big deal about his money. Everybody else was
What you
questionable on
mean
their
he didn't
I'm
make a
talent.
not
big deal
gonna
about
sit
his
here and
money.
say P Diddy never helped nobody.
Yes, he
Thanks
did.
to it. That's what I'm
So
saying.
we gotta go. We'll be right back.